Hi, everybody. It's a Wrestling Fantasy Log, WWE Fantasy Log. I am James Phoenix. He's Jeff.
What's up?
Tiff could not join us tonight. We're a little too late. So we're just going to go ahead and go through this. And hopefully, if everybody can actually be bothered to show up on time next week, we can go through it all. Be here to do our scoring as we divided them amongst ourselves, which we were hoping would help with this, but apparently not. So we will go ahead and give that a shot for next week. In the meantime, we're going to do the usual. Start with checking the scores, and we'll do Raw, SmackDown, and 205. We're going to get through this as quick as we can, and we'll go from there. All right, current score stand as follows. I and the Woken Warriors are still in the lead at 37-64. Jeff's in second place with the glorious TNA Perosu Club Originals at 35-25. Tiff and the Legit Rowdy Architects are at 32-59. Current leaderboards, Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins is at the top at 473, followed by the U.S. Champ Jeff Hardy, 348. Monster Among Men Braun Strowman is at 337. Cruiserweight Drew Gulak at 251. Finn Balor's at 236. Daniel Bryan is at 222. AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, is at 219. Just a point ahead of one half the Raw Tag Team Champions, Woken Matt Hardy at 218. The Big Dog Roman Reigns clocks in at 205, and rounding out the top 10 is the SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella at 198.
Yep, 1 point ahead of Kevin Owens.
Yeah. All right. Raw opened up with Braun Strowman. He came out to the ring, cut a promo about liking his odds in the Money in the Bank ladder match, saying he intends to take the briefcase, cash in the contract, and then Brock Lesnar is going to get these hands. Raw was at the Coliseum in Richmond, Virginia, by the way. Finn Balor comes out, takes issue with Braun's confidence, pointing out that he was the first Universal Champion, and Braun admits that Finn put up a good fight last week for a little guy. They get in each other's face, and Finn slaps Braun in the face, so he throws him in the corner and then out of the ring. Kurt comes out and basically talks about their incredible match last week and asks the Richmond crowd if they want to see him go at it again right now. The crowd agrees, so Kurt books the two of them in a one-on-one match. Promo to Braun and Finn.
Would they get brawl points too for the slap and whatever else happened in the ring?
I think Braun would. I don't think Finn would.
No.
Because Finn only did a one slap and then got beat up. That wasn't really an assault.
Fair.
And then 5 for the promo was 46. Balor. 5 for the promo was 41. All right. So they have a match and an into no contest because Kevin Owens runs in and interferes and attacks Braun Strowman. Well, he attacked Finn first and beat Finn down, and then he attacked Braun Strowman. So I guess wouldn't that give Braun a win by DQ?
That would give Finn a win by DQ if Finn was the first one attacked.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know, what did the official results say? Did it say no contest?
That's what I'm checking. Hang on.
Not that it matters who actually won, because no one gets win points anyway.
No, but they do get... Yeah, Balor wins by DQ. Okay. So therefore, let's see. Kevin Owens gets interference and assault. And weapon use for the ladder, so it's 12 points to Kevin Owens. Wait, do we normally give assault during interference?
Not if it was part of the interference. If he ran in and smacked him once, the bell rang, and then continued it, that would be considered an assault.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
It depends if the bell rang before or after Kevin Owens started beating people up.
I have no idea. Excuse me. Balor was on the top rope. Owens ran in and attacked him from behind.
Hold on, let me get the video because it does matter. Like I said, where the bell, at the point the bell rings, does matter because that dictates the points. Hey, the rules are the rules, dude. Let's see. Where's Raw? There's Raw. Okay, let's see. Where is... It's the first thing that happened, right? So, yeah, okay.
Well, in the meantime. Let's see. So it was Balor with an unintentional DQ loss, and Braun.
The ring was immediate. The minute Owens smacked Balor, the ref called for the bell. So yes, it's an assault.
Okay. So then it's 12 points to KO, like I said. So that's 107, 109. All right. So neither man gets points for a DQ win or loss in this match. It's just yeah. So it's basically just a competition. So Braun gets 5 for competing, and Strowman did some throwing around, but really didn't hit any moves.
Okay, I imagine neither man really hit any moves if this is how it ended.
So Braun Strowman is going to get 5 points for competing then.
Okay.
Here, Finn Balor had 5 moves.
Oh, okay.
So he'll get 10 points then. Moving on. So Kevin Owens retreats up the ramp after the assault. We see Kevin Owens in the back trying to leave with his luggage, but Kurt stops him and tells him he can't leave because he has a match against Bobby Roode. It's a promo to Kevin.
Kevin actually said something?
Well, yeah, he got, really pissed off. Said, I was trying to leave. We can't leave. What? That's insane. He was kind of yelling at Kurt.
Oh, really?
So, kind of, yeah.
Fair.
All right. Elias comes out for a song, trashes the disgusting crowd. But he keeps getting interrupted by the people, and we go to a commercial. And then he ends up getting interrupted by Seth Rollins eventually, so he can start his match.
Okay.
So, a promo to Elias. And then Rollins has a one-on-one match against Jinder Mahal, which ends with Jinder winning via a DQ, and Rollins loses his temper and assaults Jinder with the chair.
Okay, then.
So, Sunil Singh is going to get accompaniment and interference, so he gets 9. And then, let's see. Seth Rollins is going to get 5 points for competing. He's going to get -4 for getting intentionally DQ'd as 1 point. He's going to get 9 moves, plus his 1 for being in the match is 10 points to Rollins, plus 3 for a weapon use is 13 points to Seth Rollins, plus 20 for a retention of the Intercontinental Championship, so 33 points to Rollins. That's about 506. All right. Jinder Mahal gets an unintentional DQ win, so he doesn't get extra points for that. So he gets 5 points.
You mean unintentional? It was clearly intentional. Rollins intentionally got himself DQ'd.
It was unintentional on Jinder's part.
Okay, so Rollins got intentional DQ loss, then fair enough.
Correct. Yep. That's why he took it for. So then it's just 5 points to Jinder. Plus his 3 moves is 8 points to Jinder.
There.
147. All right, moving along. Rollins retains the title. Rollins poses up on the announce table when Elias smashes him over the back with a guitar and sends him flying down to the floor.
Oh, that was a title match?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why he got up to 500. Fair enough.
Yep. And so Elias is going to get weapon use with a guitar shot.
My God, what a guitar shot.
2. All right. So we come back for a commercial, and they try to take Seth out on a stretcher, but he manages to get up and walk out onto his own power. I'll bet wearing a neck brace. So Nia comes out to the ring, and Ronda interrupts and goes over to the announce table as Nia's coming down. Nia gets on the mic saying she's glad Ronda came out to witness her in the ring tonight. She gets in the ring with a local enhancement talent and allows the jobber to put her in an armbar, then lifts her off and power bombs her down. She gets back on the mic saying that Ronda's armbar doesn't mean much to her, and then basically demonstrates an assortment of moves on the jobber in an attempt to intimidate Ronda Rousey. She hits a Samoan drop on her, a leg drop, then talks more trash to Ronda, then a rolling senton. Eventually, Ronda comes down to the ring and gets in her face, and Nia says she's not scared of Ronda and leaves. So it technically wasn't a match, so Nia will just get assault on this poor jobber.
Oh, the bell never rang? It wasn't a match?
It was not a match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So she just hired some poor jobber to be a beat slut for the night.
Pretty much.
Well, talk about an about-face heel turn. Holy shit.
Yeah. So she's going to get 4 for an assault. Let's see. 1 for the Samoan drop. 1 for the leg drop. 1 for the senton bomb. Does Nia have a power bomb? I don't think so.
It wouldn't surprise me, but should she not also get promo points for all the vocal intimidation and shit?
Yes.
Ronda?
Correct.
Let's see. Nia Jax.
I got her already. Like her hip attack, backbreaker rack, overclutch, bear hug, spine buster, power slam. No power bomb.
I'm surprised she doesn't have a power bomb, considering she's being booked as the big monster.
You would think. So anyway, she's going to get 5 for the promo, 4 for the assault, and 3 moves. Is 12 points to Nia Jax for this. Puts her at 38. And Ronda will get 5 for being on commentary and being there. Okay. We get a pre-tape promo from Dana Brooke about the who's it was he later, the gauntlet match. So promo to Dana Brooke. The tag team champions come out and they beat up the Ascension, who, as far as I could gather, did not actually hit any of their any moves, just like a headlock here or there. So the Ascension will each get 5 points for showing up. Whoa, jumping around. And then let's see who got a pinfall on this. Looks like Matt was a legal man, so Bray Wyatt gets 15 points for being on the winning team. And then he gets 2 moves. No, wait. 50 points being on the winning team. 5 for competing is 20, and 2 moves is 22 points to Bray Wyatt. And 95 is 05, 215. Matt Hardy gets 20 points for winning the match. He gets 5 for competing is 25, and 1 move is 26 points to Woken Matt. He has 36 plus 8 is 244. The B team approached Kurt backstage, mocking the tag team champions, and asked for a title shot, but Angle says they're not qualified yet. How would the other teams feel if they hopscotched over them? And so the B team decide they need to win the tag team division's blessing and come up with a plan to do so by inviting them to their Memorial Day barbecue celebration later tonight. Promo to the B team. We see a pre-taped selfie-style promo from the Riot Squad. So promo to the Riot Squad. Bobby Roode has this match against Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens wins this match with a roll-up out of nowhere after Roode managed to escape a pop-up powerbomb. So 5 points to Bobby Roode for competing, and 7 moves. It's 12 points to Bobby Roode. $171. And then Kevin Owens gets 20 points for winning a match. He gets 5 for competing in the match is 25, and 4 moves is 29 points to KO. 39, 43. Okay. Roode can't believe it when Owens celebrates at ringside after winning. Before Owens can get up the ramp, Braun Strowman comes out and chases him around the ring. He grabs Owens and drags him to the ring, then hits him with a running power slam. Roode calls for Strowman to give him another one. Strowman obliges and slams again. Roode celebrates, then Strowman grabs and hits him with a power slam too. So Strowman with an assault and 3 power slams is 7 points to Braun. All right. Sami Zayn comes out and cuts a promo, issuing a public apology for his segment with Bobby Lashley's sisters last week, saying that he got a lot of backlash from the segment, that obviously those weren't really Bobby's sisters. They were 3 men in drag. He just wanted to have some fun at Bobby's expense, but noted that everything that was said was in fact true. He says that he likes good art, and his interview last week was rooted in reality about Lashley, but Lashley interrupts, basically comes in, thanks everyone that served in the military, being it's Memorial Day, and tells Sami to back up his trash talk and have a match against him at Money in the Bank. Sami agrees, and Lashley proceeds to crush Sami's hand in a handshake while preemptively apologizing for what he's going to do to him at the pay-per-view. Promo to Sami and Lashley.
I love that WWE just threw Sami Zayn under the bus completely with this segment.
Yep.
Because Sami didn't need to apologize for shit. And you know that entire segment was scripted for him by WWE. So fuck you, WWE, for throwing Sami Zayn under the bus. He didn't deserve that after the bullshit you spewed out last week.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Mickie James gets a selfie promo. 5 to Mickie James.
Hashtag make Sami great again. Hashtag fuck WWE.
There you go. Drew McIntyre has a match against Chad Gable and defeats him. Dolph Ziggler gets accompaniment for that match. And then Chad Gable gets 5 points for being in this match. And that's about it. Drew McIntyre gets 20 points for winning, 5 for competing is 25, and 3 moves is 28 points to Drew McIntyre. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are now in the ring with the tag team division. They've all got a whole bunch of food on a table. Everyone eats the food, but Titus starts criticizing the food selection and says that the B team thinks they can cut in the front of the rest of the tag division with the tag titles. Slater says he likes the food, but also takes issue with that. Dallas tries taking some of the food back. Titus dumps beans on Bo Dallas. Fandango dumps potato salad on Axel. And a food fight breaks out, which results in everybody getting knocked out of the ring except for Rhino, who gets put through the table by the B team.
Well, we know what Vince thinks of ECW.
Yep.
Hashtag fuck you, Vince.
Yep. So, let's see here. So, promo to Dallas, Axel, Titus, and Slater, who talked.
And should everyone else not get, was it 3 for mini promo for being part of the promo without talking?
Hang on. What did Titus have? Now I got all screwed up because you talked to me. All right. He's up to 5 then. No, wait.
That'd be 56.
Yeah, I got it. All right. So everybody else that was in the ring, no, because we're going to give them, because they all brawled, so we're going to give them all points for assault.
Yeah, but that would include the people who just got 5. I would imagine everyone else should at least get the mini for taking part. Because we usually give mini promo to people who said nothing but were as part of the promo.
Yes, but not when they're going to get, not when they're going to get other points for being part of the segment.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So that's 4 points each to the other team members. So let's see. So we have Apollo. And we have, let's see, the Ascension was there. And let's see, who else was present? Slater and Rhino. And Breezango were there.
Breezango.
Yep. And let's see, Dash and Dawson were there.
The C team.
Yep. And that is... let's see. I think this was anybody else there.
Rhino.
I got Rhino and Wendy.
Okay. The Ascension.
I got them.
Okay. That's probably it. Were the Authors of Pain there?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, they lied. They didn't have the whole tag division.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hang on a sec. We'll double check.
Easy way to check.
There's Breezango, Ascension, B Team. Yep, no, Dash and Dawson, the Titus Worldwide, the Ascension, and Breezango. So just the four other, and Wendy is later. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tag teams plus B teams. So we got everybody.
All right.
All right, moving along. Kurt Angle's backstage when the B team comes in covered in food, demanding a tag match. Angle books a battle royal next week where the winner's getting a tag title match. So I guess we'll give Mindy to the B team for that. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. Bailey comes out, does an in-ring interview before the start of the gauntlet match. So promo to Bailey. And then we have the gauntlet match, main event. So, let's see. Base on this is going to be 5 for a match, plus 4 for being in the main event, plus 3 for being in a specialty match. It's 12 at base, plus moves and eliminations, I guess. Let's see here. We're going to start off, make this real easy. For some of these, because the first 2 members of the Riot Squad and Dana Brooke did not do fuck all in this match. They came in and they got eliminated.
Okay, then.
So they're all going to get base 12. And Liv Morgan. And Sarah Logan. Okay. Next, Bailey is going to get base 12. She had 2 eliminations, is another 6, puts her at 18, and 2 moves is 20 points to Bailey.
Okay.
Sounded like a questioning. Anyway. Ruby Riott gets base 12. She had 3 eliminations. So that's an extra 9 points. Puts her at 21, plus 2 moves is 23 points to Ruby Riott. Mickie James will get base 12 plus 2 moves. So that's 14 to Mickie James. $5.69. And Sasha Banks was your winner. So let's hear. Sasha Banks will get 20 points for winning a match on Raw. She'll get 10 for winning a specialty match, is 30. She will get 5 for winning the main event, is 35. She had 3 moves, is 38. She had the final elimination, would put her at 41. Base 12 would put her at 53. 53 points to Sasha. Let's see. Put Sasha at 127.
I was going to say, fuck you, WWE, for once again completely burying Bayley.
Yep.
Like, completely and utterly. Like, she basically has no career at this point. Because look at the who's in the women's Money in the Bank match. She's literally the only member of the Four Horsewomen not in that match. Like, what the fuck, WWE?
Mm-hmm.
What the flying fuck? If I was Bayley, I'd be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with her talent, if I was Bayley, I'd be looking for an exit strategy from WWE and going to, like, some women's independent circuit, because her talent obviously is not appreciated in WWE at all. When all of her supposed friends are getting more. It says it all when Becky Lynch is being pushed more than Bayley. And that's not a slight on Becky Lynch. I love Becky Lynch. I just think all four of them are immensely talented and should all be pushed. And Bayley seems to be the only one not being pushed at all. And, like, all these women are getting these opportunities and Bayley's getting nothing.
You know, Becky got nothing for a long time. Let's cut Becky some slack here.
Becky hasn't won a lot of matches, but she's at least been involved in a lot of big stuff and a lot of history-making stuff. Bayley's always shafted out of everything. Becky was I think she was in the first ever women's Money in the Bank match. This will be her third Money in the Bank match. Bayley hasn't even been in one. 3 of the 4 horsewomen are in this one. Bayley's the only one not in this one. So
last year was the first Money in the Bank match. It can't be the third.
They had 2, remember? Because they had a second one after everyone bitched out WWE for Ellsworth.
Oh, that's right.
They had another one to establish Carmella as the rightful Miss Money in the Bank.
You're right. I forgot.
But the fact of the matter is, even though Becky had been shot on for the longest time, she's still been treated. And despite the fact that Bayley, I think, has more women's titles on her belt than Becky Lynch has still been treated by degrees better than Bayley in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bullshit. And, like, what the fuck, WWE? Really? If you were going to do this, you should have put Bayley in the match. Have all 4 horsewomen in the match. You know how big that match would be if all 4 of them were in that match?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you denying Bayley her rightful place in history? Why is she the only one not allowed to make history here? What the fuck? That's kind of bullshit. Once again, hashtag fuck WWE.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that just because I have her. I've just been noticing that trend, and this just seems like the biggest insult out of everything they've done to her, to say, hey, look, all your friends are in this match. Have fun sitting your ass backstage watching it on TV. It's like, what the fuck? Come on.
Well, as a very counterpoint, then, who would you take out of the match to put her in?
Who's in it?
Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, Naomi, and Sasha.
Honestly, Natalya.
Okay.
Despite the fact that I understand why she's in there, the thing is, I have to pick a Raw superstar, otherwise it imbalances it. Otherwise, I would say Lana with a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Not that many things. I'm glad she's in it. I'm glad she's looking good. But I would say of everybody, I would have to say either Natalya or Alexa Bliss. But I would prefer to see Natalya in the match. However, again, Natalya was in the first 2, so she's already got some under her belt. And Alexa Bliss probably deserves the spot more, especially with the whole storyline of her being the previous champ and all that.
Right, but you also have to give the other consideration here of Natalya needs to be in the match because she's got the storyline going with Ronda Rousey right now.
Or
Bayley has no storyline to drive her into this match other than an on-again, off-again feud with Sasha that doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Or remove Sasha from it, put Ruby Riott in the match.
Okay.
Like I would say Bayley doesn't have to be in the match. I'm just saying because the other 3 are, it's kind of a slight to Bayley that she's not in the match. If Sasha had not gotten in the match, it wouldn't have been as big a deal because it's like, you know, it's still kind of big because it's, oh, well, the SmackDown ones get to be in the match and Becky's already been in 2, but that's fine. You know, and maybe they continue their rivalry, you know, Sasha and Bayley continue their rivalry or do something else. Maybe they have a tag match against the fucking Riot Squad or something and put Ruby Riott in the match. Why not? Or put Mickie James in the match. I think she deserves it more than anybody else because she's a goddamn legend who's nearing the end of her career. Give her that moment. Wait, was she in the first one? Was she on SmackDown when the first one happened? She might have been in there.
I
don't remember. No, because she came over with Alexa Bliss. That's right. So no, she wasn't. Wait.
Huh?
Yeah, because the first Money in the Bank was after everyone switched over, so Mickie was already on Raw. So no, she hasn't been in a Money in the Bank match. So yeah, like give Mickie that distinction. I think she deserves it. I think that'd be a nice thing to put on her legendary resume of also was a participant, at least a participant in a women's Money in the Bank match. Sure, why not?
No, Mickie James has been on Raw since she came back, so no, she was not.
Right, I was just trying to remember if that happened before or after the shakeup. It happened after. So yeah, give her that. She deserves it too. I mean, I'm not saying Sasha doesn't deserve to be in the match, but I'm saying, if you don't want to put Bayley in that match, or if this logistically speaking, it doesn't make sense to put them both in the match because other people need to be in that match, then take Sasha out of it and put someone else in the match that equally deserves it.
Mm.
And then you could have Bayley and Sasha do something else. I mean, there are other things. There's other women on the roster they could face.
Yeah.
Or you get one pay-per-view without Bayley and Sasha. Boo-hoo. It's not like they've been treating Sasha all that well either until recently.
Mm.
But by putting Sasha in the match, that just opens up the door for people saying, yeah, fuck you, WWE. You're fucking biased against Bayley. Which they are. But this is overtly biased against Bayley when she's the only member of the Four Horsewomen not in this match. And she's consistently been the one member of the Four Horsewomen who have not participated in any of the history-making shit. The only history-making thing she has on her belt is the fact she was the one member of the Four Horsewomen who did not get called up with the other three for the history-making women's evolution. She came in the fucking middle of it. So consistently from the beginning, she's never been allowed to make any kind of history. And I find that kind of bullshit. And in terms of the main roster. Obviously, she's made history in NXT and stuff like that, but I'm just like, that's kind of a slap in the face to Bayley. And if I was Bayley, I'd be supremely insulted seeing what that one time being happy for your friends that they're getting these opportunities, that they're making history and stuff at the same time. It's like, but we're a unit. We're four friends. We should all be making history together. And I'm consistently not getting the opportunity to make history with my friends. Fuck you. I'd be supremely pissed off.
Hey, Bayley got to show off as one of the final two in the first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
No, she didn't. The final two were fucking Asuka and Nikki Bella. Bayley got eliminated hella early because not hella early, but she was like maybe the last 8 or 7, and then Sasha eliminated her. Sasha wasn't there longer than Bayley.
No, Bayley was in the final 2.
No, she wasn't. It was Asuka and Nikki Bella, and they were on the apron.
I'm talking about the WrestleMania Battle Royal, not the Royal Rumble, you dumb shit.
Oh, yeah, a Battle Royal that wasn't even on the main card. It's like, okay, that's fine, but that was almost like a gimme to her. That was almost like a pity match, because number one, it was a Battle Royal, so it wasn't a singles competition. Number two, it wasn't on the main card. Number three, it wasn't one of the big Battle Royals, like, say, the Royal Rumble or like a Survivor Series or something like that. It's literally a match that meant nothing. Okay, so she got the win. Good for her. I'm glad she got that opportunity. But that doesn't make up for everything else they fucked her over with. That's what I'm saying.
Well, she didn't get the win. She was just in the final 2. Because remember,
Fair.
She was the last one in and everybody thought she won. And then Naomi was like, I didn't get thrown over the top. And then just bumped her and threw her out.
Yeah, and again, she got fucking buried for someone with considerably less talent.
Yeah.
So it was a semi-pity match, but at the same time, they didn't even let her win the match. So fuck WWE. If I was Bayley, I'd be pissed at this point of, great, so all my friends are making all this history. I'm glad for that, but I get no opportunities. I don't get to make history with my friends when we as a unit made history in NXT. What the fuck?
Well, as many a past superstar would tell her, including people like, say, Chris Jericho, who I'm a very big fan of. You don't wait for opportunities, you make opportunities.
Well, what's she supposed to do? Just show up at the match and walk out against Vince's orders? That's a surefire way to get fired.
No, but what I'm saying is, there is we don't know what it is, and it may not be legitimate, but there is some reason why she's not getting that level of a push, and she needs to take a step back from herself and go, okay, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting the push? What do they have that I'm not having? What's not getting me over enough to keep doing all this? What is the issue? What am I lacking?
And the general consensus, at least through the WWE universe, is it's WWE. They completely botched her character when they brought her up. It's nothing that Bayley's doing or not doing. It's that WWE just isn't giving her the opportunity. They're giving her a really shitty gimmick. In fact, WWE botched it so bad, her gimmick coming up, that for a time it turned the WWE universe against her, and it had nothing to do with her. She was doing the best with what was given to her by WWE. It was all WWE. Just like with Roman Reigns, people don't have anything against Roman Reigns, against Joe Anoa'i. They have nothing against him. Roman Reigns is perfectly fine. He's a serviceable athlete. He's a halfway decent wrestler. He's not bad in the ring. He's fun to watch. He's somewhat charismatic. But WWE telling him what to do and giving him the gimmick is what fucking buried him in the eyes of the WWE universe. That's why people don't like Roman Reigns, because they don't like what WWE's done with him, with the angles that they're giving him, with the way they're booking him and the way they're portraying his character. That's the same with Bayley. They botched her call-up so bad with the character that because of what they wrote for the character and what they gave Bayley to work with, the WWE universe just fucking turned on her because it's like, well, we fucking hate the character. We don't have anything against her. The WWE universe still loves her. They just hate her fucking character. And there's nothing Bayley can do about it because she can only work with what she's given when she's not allowed to write her own character.
But that's the point, though. And that's the point that anybody like, say, someone like a Jericho or whoever would tell you. Is if Bayley's not happy with the character, she needs to make that known. She needs to say, look, I respect that everybody can't be in every big match, but it seems like I'm consistently not in any of them, and it seems like there's an issue with my character. And she needs to step back and say, okay, how can I tweak my character? How can I adjust myself to make this work in such a way to get myself back over? How can I improve in the ring? How can I improve on the mic? How can I get myself in such a way that I can get back over and be in that position to get these opportunities? And once she figures that out, that's the point where she goes to, I don't remember who's booking Raw at this point, but that's when she goes back to whoever the Raw bookers is and says, look, here's some ideas I've got. I understand I seem to be consistently not, getting these pushes, these matches. Here's some things I've looked at about why I think it's weak. Here's where I think it can be improved, and really push them for the opportunity to at least improve her character. Even if it's not an immediate opportunity, at least give her a chance to do a promo or two, or to have just, a non-title match or two to show that she can improve the character and tweak it. Maybe not a full repackage, but maybe it means an adjustment in the way that she presents herself, and adjustment in the way that, really, it's the same symptom that I've noticed a lot of people have suffered from when they come up from NXT. It's their gimmick got over in NXT in a confined environment, but it doesn't get over in the same way when they come up to the main roster. She got over with it. People love Bayley. They love the R2 men. They hug Bayley and everything, but...
Well, part of it, okay, so number one, I think Steph is the one that does Raw for the women. I think she's in charge of the women's division on Raw, so she'd have to talk to Steph. But, okay, so there's a couple things here that we need to go over with that. One is, I think, a big reason why a lot of superstars from NXT just don't get over on Raw. There's a couple of reasons. One, the audience is slightly different. I'll give you that. But that should not be a huge enough factor for someone like, say, a Bayley or a Finn Balor to not get over on the main roster. The other thing, so number two is maybe their gimmick isn't quite tuned enough for the main roster. Maybe it doesn't quite click with it. It's more of an NXT thing. That's fair. But I think one of the bigger reasons is the people who write for Raw and SmackDown, not the same person who writes for NXT. So when they come up to the main roster, the people who are actually writing the gimmick and writing for them don't understand the gimmick on NXT and why it connects with the fans. And they're trying to basically tune the gimmick and kind of modify the gimmick to have it to have it run more like a main roster gimmick. But the fact of the matter is, if you look through the history of WWE in the last, well, probably a few years since like NXT started, maybe, the WWE fans connect more and like more the NXT gimmicks over the main roster gimmicks. The main roster gimmicks are the ones that don't click because whoever writes for the main roster or makes those decisions is kind of making wrong decisions and fucking over characters like Roman Reigns. And I think a big part of that is Vince, because I think he has the final say in a lot of stuff. Some people try to give Vince a bye. I think he shoulders more of the blame than some people would think, but I also think he shoulders less than some people would think. But then there's the other factor that has yet to be mentioned in this discussion, and I think this factor is one of the biggest reasons why Finn Balor and Bayley specifically just aren't getting pushed, why they aren't getting the opportunities that other superstars are, and it's called inherent bias. Because I think there's an inherent bias against the two of them for whatever reason. We already know that Vince, at least earlier on, felt that the only interesting part of Finn Balor was the demon character, which I find funny considering we haven't seen the demon in how long. But there's that, and then and I think it's kind of the same with Becky Lynch to a degree, because we know there's an inherent bias from Kevin Dunn, who doesn't like Becky Lynch's Irish brogue. And that might also be part of the inherent bias against Finn Balor, because if he doesn't like Becky Lynch's Irish brogue, I can't imagine him liking Finn Balor's Irish brogue either. And I don't remember where I heard this.
Except the hilarious thing about that is he pushed Sheamus.
Exactly. So I don't know, but that's what was said. That's big reason why Becky Lynch, after winning the title and losing it, basically never got a push again, because Kevin Dunn just hated how she spoke because of the accent. He hated her accent. But with Bayley, it's been reported, and I don't remember when or where this was. It was a little while back after she came up to the main roster, but that there was inherent bias against Bayley, that like was Vince or somebody just didn't like Bayley or her gimmick or whatever, but felt they couldn't really change her all that much or change the gimmick because she was pushing merch and she was such a huge hit with especially the young female demographic, which she still is. Basically, they're saying, well, it seems, and this, how she's being treated kind of proves that this is probably what's happening, or could be what's happening very strongly. And that is, it almost seems like she's in a holding pattern, that she's there because she has to be there, not because they want her there, and that they're keeping her and the gimmick as it is because she sells merch and she brings in the young female demographic. Like, they don't care about her as a wrestler or anything. They obviously don't feel that she deserves like the opportunities that any of the other female wrestlers are getting. She's there to be a fucking cash cow and to bring in the young female viewership. That's why she's there. That's what it feels like to me. And based on earlier reports that have come out of that's kind of why she is there, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that now. And that kind of sucks, because Bayley deserves better and more, and so does Finn. But with inherent bias, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you change, how you change, any idea you come up with. If there's especially with WWE, and there's been reports of this throughout WWE, of people talking about stuff like this. I think even Jericho talks about it at one point. When there is an inherent bias, you're not getting around that. Especially if it comes from Vince, because you're not changing his mind. He's like fucking set in his ways, and once he makes a decision about something, damn near impossible. Not impossible, but damn near impossible to change his mind on it. If he has an inherent bias against you, you're fucked from the beginning and you're fucked to the end. You may get thrown a title here and there or something for pity, but you're effectively nobody.
That's actually not true at all.
Really?
Really. Read books about wrestlers. If there's one thing that's been demonstrated about Vince McMahon, it's that, yeah, Vince McMahon hates whiners and upstarts who think they're hot shit when they're not. That's fair. But if a person demonstrates that they're willing to work and do what it takes to be that guy, Vince may never look at them like he looks at someone like a John Cena or a Triple H, but he will respect them. There's a reason that someone like Chris Jericho, a cruiserweight, the kind of guy that Vince doesn't like, got to where he did in his career, because Chris Jericho was the kind of guy who would not hesitate to walk directly into Vince's office, look Vince directly in the eye, and say, I wrestled a match with Triple H at the pay-per-view yesterday. Why is my paycheck a third of his? And Vince respects it enough to look Jericho back in the eye and go, fair enough, and cut him a check on the spot. Vince will do that to people that are willing to stand up for themselves if what they are saying is warranted. You know, if some upstart comes in out of nowhere and, you know, like, for example, I guarantee you that's what happened to Austin Aries. It's Austin Aries came in and had not proved himself in WWE. And he started saying, well, I should be a cruiserweight, I should be a main roster, blah, blah, blah. And Vince went, you haven't proved yourself here. What do you think, you're hot shit? You haven't done shit here. Fuck you. Get out. And Austin Aries left. Well, guess what? People who come in there who do prove themselves over time, who are willing to put in the work and show what they like. Jericho came in. Jericho was shit. Read Jericho's look. Jericho, remember, he came in for WCW, cut this awesome promo interrupting The Rock, and then did nothing for almost a year. And then when he finally did get something, it was, you're going to share a title with China and be Triple H's bitch. That was what he got. And you know what? Jericho suffered through that, and he worked with it because, hey, it at least gets me on TV, and it involves a belt. And he used that to get himself over. And Jericho constantly reinvented himself throughout his career. He always came up with new things so that he didn't get stale. Bayley needs to invent something new that will get her back over. You know, when Jericho's walking around with Y2J, when that didn't get him over anymore, he said, okay, heel turn. I'm going to wear suits, trash my talk show set, and I'm going to be this whole new guy. When Jericho was turning back to a face after turning from Kevin Owens, he said, okay, well, you know, when Jericho was working with Kevin Owens, it's like, okay, I need something new to get over as a heel. You know, the same old shit isn't working. He got a fucking clipboard with paper on it over. Yes, right, not everybody can be as good as Chris Jericho, but he at least comes up with new ideas and throws them at the wall. Not everything works. There's been a lot of shit Jericho has done that has not worked, but he's willing to try.
But here's the difference. Jericho had the ability to do that. He had not the ability, the flexibility to do that because of how WWE was run back then. Bayley, I almost guarantee you, doesn't have that flexibility. She probably has ideas, but you know what? She's probably not allowed to use any of them because she has to do what the writers say. Finn Balor, maybe, and I could see Finn Balor going to Vince McMahon's office if he really wanted to and saying, hey, I know you think I'm boring, but I'd like to have a chance, blah, blah, blah. Can I do the Jericho thing? And maybe he doesn't do that, and maybe that's why he's there. Bayley, again, I also think she doesn't have the flexibility to do even that because I can almost guarantee you Stephanie McMahon is the one that runs the women's division, and Bayley has to go through her. And if she tried to skip over Stephanie to Vince, that would piss Stephanie right off.
I'm not talking about going to Stephanie Vince. I think, yeah, talk to Stephanie about it, but also talk to the writers.
Say, right, but the thing is, Stephanie probably, and I don't know, but you're saying about how, well, Vince has this open door policy. Vince responds, respects people who do this and that and the other. Stephanie might not. If you try to do that to Stephanie, she might tell you to fuck off and bury you even more. You don't know.
I don't know, but at the same time, Stephanie doesn't seem like that kind of person to me, and I don't think she would do that if only because Bayley came up through NXT. She was one of Triple H's girls. I think Triple H would at least step in and say, whoa, let's at least hear what she has to say.
Maybe. I just find it hard to believe that if Bayley has the flexibility to change her gimmick up or try to change something up, that they haven't let her do it yet.
Right, but here's the thing. I think there's flexibility, but I think the problem is, if anything, of everything I've observed from Bayley everywhere, it's that with all due respect to Bayley, she is very, yes, her character is, the best characters are yourself turned up. Just ask The Miz. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, I think Bayley's character is her turned up, is that, she's just a shy girl who loves wrestling, and I don't think she necessarily has the internal backbone needed to go up to Stephanie and say, hey, I feel like I'm getting fucked over. How do we fix this? I think the problem is Bayley simply doesn't have the self-confidence to do that because she's afraid of losing what she's already got.
That is entirely possible.
I think if Bayley stepped back, you just have to change everything. As Jericho said, all you need is one new thing to get yourself over, and it can be anything. Hell, look, fucking look at SmackDown. Rusev came out and made one joke about a fake holiday, and now he and Aiden English are over as fuck.
Yeah.
It can be anything. All Bayley has to do is come up with one catchphrase or one thing or one action that would get her over, and it'll work. just something that'll get her, something that'll get her, or whether to do whether to do catchphrase, whether it's a new move she adds to her arsenal, whatever it might be. Bayley can come up with something to get herself over, but I don't think she has the self-confidence to stand up to authority the way someone like a Jericho or whoever does. I think Bayley is just a little bit too timid to stand up and do that, and I think she's afraid of losing what she already has, and her spot on the roster as it is, and I think that's what's causing her problem. That and the fact that if I'm being completely 100% honest here, if I look at all the 4 horsewomen, Bayley is the worst wrestler out of the 4. I think her in-ring work could use a little polishing.
See, I disagree. If I'm being completely honest, I think Sasha Banks, technically speaking, is the worst of the 4. I think Bayley is a more technical wrestler than Sasha. I think she's better in the ring. Sasha may have some flashier moves because she's more of the high flyer, whereas Bayley's the grounded technical wrestler. But I think Bayley is better in the ring.
Well, regardless of the moves, I think the difference is Sasha is more smooth in the ring. Sasha goes removed. Yeah.
I think smoothness, I think they're about equal, but I think Bayley is just slightly better.
I don't know. Because the thing is, I watch Sasha in the ring, and I feel like, okay, I'm watching somebody who knows what they're doing. She'll slide over, do this move, do that move, blah, blah, blah. Whenever I watch Bayley in the ring, I feel like she's stopping to consciously think about each and every move that she's doing. And yes, well, I'm sure the wrestlers do that. You're not supposed to show it. I feel like, again, I think it goes back to that confidence thing. I feel like she's concerned, okay, I want to make sure to everything right in the match, and she's a little too much in her own head when she's wrestling. And I think that affects what she puts out in the ring.
Potentially, I still think Bayley's better.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I have an idea. Here's what we're gonna do. I don't know when. Might not be this week. I don't know. We'll see. Let's move on because we have other stuff to do for this video and it's getting late. But let's come back to this, and you and I will sit down, and if Tiff can join us if she's available on a given time. We'll do a separate video, and we'll just do a little. Kind of where we started this. We'll do a little superstar introspection on Bayley. And we will talk about this.
Okay, because I do think there's one simple thing that could be tweaked with her gimmick, and it would completely get her over, and it would completely fit her personality. But Bayley doesn't have the authority to do it. The writers have to do it.
Okay.
All they really have to do, because she has a timid personality, but she's very, very good in the ring and very technical and very underestimated. Mm-hmm. Give her the gimmick of she's herself, she's timid, blah, 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 but that her opponents underestimate her, and when she gets in the ring, she just fucking goes to town and just starts going technical on everyone.
I could see it, yeah. Like I said, I think that could work. And I think if she added maybe, to demonstrate that fact, if she added 1 or 2 new moves to her arsenal to demonstrate that fact, I think that would work.
Because the thing is, I think she's added a lot to her personality, and there was a hint of that in the whole Sasha Bayley feud, but the fact of the matter is WWE never let her follow up on that, because that one promo they had in the back when they were talking about who could beat Asuka, Bayley had the better lines. She was like, the difference between you and me, Sasha, you think you can beat Asuka? I know I can beat Asuka. That's the gimmick right there. The fact that in her head, she knows she's that good. All she has to do is get in that ring. But because of her personality, nobody takes her seriously. That's literally the entire thing of that feud. That's exactly what that entire bit was about, was the fact that Sasha doesn't take her seriously, but Bayley in her head knows she's that good. Make that her gimmick. Let her win fucking matches. That gimmick will get over. That's literally the definition of the underdog gimmick. The person who nobody takes seriously goes out to the ring and consistently beats people up.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll discuss it in a separate video. Let's move on here.
Mm-hmm.
So after Raw, it looks like I'm in the lead at 38.59, the Woken Warriors. You're in second place at 36.84, and Tiff's in third at 34.08.
Okay. So we're going to try to get through. I have Tiff's notes for SmackDown, so
all right.
We'll switch off between you and me because you have all the
recapping.
Recaps. So we'll go recap score, kick it off, Jim.
All right, and pop back over here. SmackDown is at the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina. We open it up with the commentators running down some of the shit that's going to happen tonight. And then we open with Samoa Joe coming out to kick off tonight's show. He grabs a ladder and sits on it in the ring and cuts a promo about winning Money in the Bank. Makes a religious analogy about climbing up the ladder. Says he'll be the only one smiling afterward. And he raises the briefcase in the air and says he will unleash a campaign of fear and anxiety on the SmackDown roster and the WWE Champion and will shake the foundation of the company. And that tonight he will prove to Daniel Bryan that there are worse things than a forced retirement. He talks some more shit about Bryan until Bryan interrupts and says that Joe is crossing a line and says that he will break Joe's leg if he ever talks about his family again. He says they don't have to wait for the main event. They can fight right now. Bryan gets in the ring and Joe throws a ladder in the corner and they're going to fight. But then all of a sudden Big Cass interrupts and he limps out and gets on a mic, calls them children, saying the shot should be his. He spoke to Paige, and apparently Joe versus Bryan will not happen tonight. He says Joe's Money in the Bank qualifying match will now be against Cass after Cass is medically cleared to return. Cass gets in the ring, reveals that he's already medically cleared, and swings a crutch at Daniel Bryan. Bryan manages to back Cass into a corner and unloads with some strikes. Cass throws Bryan into the opposite corner. Bryan goes down. He hits Joe with a briefcase and drops him, then hits Bryan with it too and stands tall before heading to the back.
Fair. Now, we only give weapon use once, regardless of how many weapons are used and how many times, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we'll start with Joe. 5 for promo.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming the assault was all Cass. Like, Bryan and Joe didn't fight back.
Let me see here. Bryan fought back. Joe did not.
Okay, so Joe gets 5 for the promo. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't see the numbers because I have the document over the numbers, so you have to tell me after you type in.
Go ahead.
Bryan, 5 for the promo, 4 for the assault, which she did not put in, and 1 for the yes kicks in the corner. So
it wasn't yes kicks, it was strikes.
Okay, because she has yes kicks in the corner here.
Oh, okay. Then I'll give it to him. So what is that, 9?
10.
10? All right.
Yeah, 5 for promo, 4 for assault, 1 for the kicks.
Right, okay.
And then Big Cass, when you're ready.
Yep, go ahead.
5 for promo, 4 for assault, 3 for weapon use.
Okay, so that's 12?
12.
Yeah, give me the totals. That'll be easier.
Sorry.
Let me just see. Yeah, okay, 12. Cool. It's about 82. Alrighty. Where's that open? Close that out. Okay. So, next. Let's see. We cut backstage to Shinsuke Nakamura, who's getting ready for a match against Ty Dillinger. And he rips up a sign with a number 10 on it. So, I guess we'll give Shinsuke a mini for that.
Yes, he doesn't have that on here, but sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm all for more points for me.
Yep. All right, next up, back from the break, we see a replay of what happened at the beginning, and Paige runs into the members of Not Absolution.
Okay.
They complain about Asuka, and so Paige books Asuka versus Rose for a match tonight and then walks off, but gets stopped by Renee Young for a comment about Big Cass' statement earlier, and Paige clarifies that the main event will be a triple threat match between all 3 of the men involved in the opening segment.
Fair enough. Tiff doesn't have this on here, but I imagine we should give Absolution points for promo.
Yeah.
Since they talked to Paige.
Yep.
So go ahead and add that in. I will let you dictate the points on this, whether it's full or mini, I don't know.
Nah, give him full. What the hell?
All right.
Sonya Deville and who the hell's the other one?
Rose. Mandy Rose.
That's it. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we go to the ring. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger did fuck all.
5 points.
Pretty much. Thank you. Don't come again, you fucking scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to go over the match before we score Shinsuke?
Do we need to? Shinsuke beat him up.
Okay, fair enough.
So Shinsuke beat him up and then pinned him off of Kinshasa.
So Shinsuke, 5 for the match, 20 for the win, 2 moves, and 4 for the assault after the match is 31.
All right.
According to her.
Okay,
25,
so that's
27, yep.
97, 07, 17. So 217 then. All right.
And apparently
then-
she has AJ Styles with 5 points for her promo, so I'm assuming he cut one after the match.
And the top 10 for Shinsuke. Well, let's see here.
Ooh.
Let's see. After the match, Nakamura grabs a mic and counts to 10 like in a last man standing match.
Okay.
While Ty Dillinger's still down recovering. So I'm going to give Shinsuke a mini for that.
I was about to say the same. Excellent. So I assume AJ cut the promo to respond to that.
AJ Styles does an interview in the back.
Oh, it's an interview. Okay.
Where he talks about Nakamura and the match and the stipulation, saying that Nakamura has snapped and he's now more dangerous than ever before. He says that Nakamura underestimates him, however, and that AJ will fight harder and smarter than Nakamura, who is bigger and stronger. AJ finishes up by saying that he will be the last man standing at Money in the Bank, will be the phenomenal one.
Fair enough. So 5 for the interview.
Yep. All right. Rusev and Lana are seen practicing their dance moves. I'm not giving him any points for that. Rusev Day then gets introduced, and they come out for the dance-off. They start... English sings the introduction, and they start up a Lana is the best, Lana is #1 chant.
Okay.
Naomi makes her entrance next, and she's got backup for the in the form of the Usos. They all get in the ring. The two sides face off. Greg Hamilton reads the rules. They both dance one at a time. Naomi got more of a pop from the crowd. There's a hug, and then Lana turns on Naomi and drops her, and a brawl breaks out between the two tag teams, resulting in the Usos hitting a dual super kick on Rusev Day.
And Naomi hitting the rear view on Lana.
Correct.
And they actually started dancing with each other.
They did.
So, Lana, 5 for the dance-off.
Yep.
Rusev, 4 for beating people up.
Yep, and a sec. Rusev puts him at 141. Okay.
Aiden English, 4 for beating people up.
Yep. That's 116.
The Usos, 4 for beating people up, and 1 each for super kicking heads off. So 5 to each Uso.
Okay. That's 74 for Jay and 95 for Jimmy.
Naomi, 5 for the dance-off, 4 for beating people up, 1 for ass to face.
10 points, Naomi.
Yep.
All right. All right, so we see some guys in the back get ready for their matchup here. New Day has a plate of pancakes. Miz in the bar warming up. And then we have ourselves a 6-man tag team match of Miz in the Bar versus the New Day.
Now, is this considered a specialty match?
No.
Okay.
Multi-man tags are not considered specialty unless it's like an official Survivor Series elimination or something. It only becomes a specialty if it is a quote unquote singles match of more than 2 people. So
that's what I thought.
If it goes into a triple threat, fatal 4-way, what have you.
All right, so I'm gonna have to do maths on the fly when we do this because she scored it as a specialty.
Just take 3 points away from everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I guess I'm still gonna have to do the -3 on the fly. Anyway, go through the match. Jim, hello.
All right. Miz and Big E start, but Miz retreats and tags in Cesaro. Woods and Kingston come in and try to double team him. Cesaro fires back. Kofi fights for a while. Sheamus gets a tag and fights Kofi for a while. Cesaro tags and gets 2 off an uppercut. Sheamus tags, drops Woods off the apron. Then the Bar double teams Kofi until Cesaro misses a shot. Miz strikes Big E on the floor, and Big E drops Sheamus as he approaches. They all continue going back and forth. The whole thing ends with Miz tagging in as Big E spears Cesaro out of the ring. Back in the ring, Cesaro hits Big E with a kick, and Miz hits him with a DDT off for a 2 count. The apron's clear, and the men start attacking each other. And the whole thing ends with Miz and Kofi are in the ring. And Kofi runs past the Miz up to the top rope, and then over the turnbuckle to the outside of the ring to take out the Bar, who had been previously knocked out of the ring by Xavier Woods, which left Big E alone in the ring, who recovered from the DDT, and Miz turned around and walked directly into the big ending and got pinned.
Fair. So let's start with the losers.
Sounds good.
Cesaro. Actually, well, we're down there. Okay, yeah, we're up to Cesaro. Cesaro. 5 for competing, 1 for a move is 6 points.
Yes, that puts him at 100 points even.
His partner, the Celtic Warrior. 5 points. Moving on. He did fuck all.
Fair.
And Gomez.
Dom is.
6 points. 5 for competing, 1 for the DDT. Because we all know Miz has a signature DDT. And that was probably the one he used.
Yep.
Moving on to the winners. Since you're down at the bottom, Xavier.
Okay.
5 for competing, 15 for winning team. And it looks like she has 2 moves, so 22 points.
All right, sounds good.
Into Kofi when
Hang
you're
on.
ready.
Yeah, 32 and 8 is 140. Okay.
Kofi.
Yep.
Again, 5 for competing, 15 for winning. 3 for an escape, 3 moves is 26.
That's 87, 97, and 6 is 103.
And the winner of the match, Big E.
Yep.
5 for competing, 20 for winning. I guess 1, 2, 12 for moves.
Okay.
He must have countered some stuff too. Anyway, that's 37 to Big E.
Okay, so that's 37, and then another 7 is 144. All right. New Day celebrates after the match and point up at the Money in the Bank briefcase. Next, we cut to the back where the Good Brothers proceed to cut a promo about the Bludgeon Brothers.
Duh Club.
They say they're in the best shape of their careers and ready to win the tag team titles. And that when it comes to the Bludgeon Brothers, they think they're big, impressive, and scary, but all they see is a couple of
nerds.
Well, before they can say it, they are interrupted by a TV monitor that is conveniently placed behind them just off camera, where the Bludgeon Brothers appear on said TV monitor and warn the Good Brothers to basically prepare for what they're going to do to them at Money in the Bank, and then they smash the camera with their hammers.
Convenient monitor is convenient.
Yes.
So 5 points all around.
Yes. All right. What? Luke Gallows. 62. And Harper. And Rowan's up here. Okay. All right. Next up, we go out to the ring for Mandy Rose versus Asuka.
Yeah. Squash match.
Yep.
Do you want me just to go ahead and score it since it was a squash match?
Yeah, go for it.
So, Carmella, 5 points for sitting down and not being annoying.
Yep. Oh, no, she was annoying.
Okay, well, sitting down and still being annoying.
She had to remind everybody, it's not Money in the Bank, it's Mella in the Bank.
Ay vey. Just no.
Anyway.
Except that contradicts what she said before, because she has said Mella is money, therefore technically it is Money in the Bank. So you're wrong, Mella. You just contradicted yourself.
But she's simultaneously right, because if Mella is money, then it is Mella in the Bank.
It's both.
Anyway.
Sonya Deville, 4 points for beating up Asuka before the bell rang.
Say that again.
Sonya Deville, 4 points for beating up Asuka before the bell rang.
Okay.
According to Tiff.
Okay. Yeah, Sonya Deville attacks Asuka. Well, yeah, okay. So that's technically that's also 4 for that's 4 for a beatdown, but that's also 5 on accompaniment.
Yes, that is true. I didn't think about that.
So 9 for Sonya, then. That's going to put her at 68.
Mandy Rose, 5 for being a beat slut.
Okay. $103. Okay.
Asuka.
Yes.
Mandy is not ready for Asuka.
Clearly.
5 compete, 20 win, 2 moves is 27.
Got it. Let's see. That's 75, 85, and 7 is 92. Okay. After the match, Carmella gets to the ring again in Asuka's face and raises the women's title above her head.
Okay.
All right. Charlotte and Becky are shown backstage watching what just happened on a monitor. They talk about Asuka possibly winning Money in the Bank match, but Becky says she sees herself winning. Charlotte says she needs the title back. Paige walks by and they have an awkward exchange, and Paige walks off. Promo to Charlotte and Becky.
Yep. More promos to come.
Yeah, this was a good promo, though, despite the description. Because Charlotte was talking about, and this is going to be perfect, Asuka wins the women's title at Money in the Bank, I win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and we're all set for a WrestleMania rematch. And she's like, I can see it now. And Becky gets the next door is like, all I see is a wall. But look to your left over here. And so basically talks about seeing herself winning the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Nice.
Anyway. So what the hell is I doing?
Amber Moon.
Okay then. Anyway. Did I give points to Becky and Charlotte yet?
I don't know. Did you? 5 points to each?
Let's see. That was Asuka. I gave points to... No, I clicked on Charlotte. I didn't actually give her... No, I gave Charlotte points. I didn't give Becky points. Okay.
Give Becky points.
90. Okay.
Moving on to the next promo.
Correct. Becky and Charlotte are going to have a match next week, by the way. Also a mixed tag between the people that were in the dance-off segment. That'll happen next week. Sin Cara is in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And he approaches Andrade Cien Almas.
And Selena Vega.
He embraces Andrade Cien Almas. And basically, Sin Cara's dialogue makes clear that they know each other from wrestling in Mexico.
Okay.
And he gives him a kind of a hug. And Andrade, meanwhile, does not react to this at all and looks at him like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you touching me? And, and so Zelina Vega, who was off screen to the left, walks over and asks him what the hell he's doing. It's like, and basically is saying that, nobody like you does not talk to Andrade Cien Almas. And Sin Cara's like, no, it's okay. We're buds. We go way back. He's like, no, you don't talk to Andrade Cien Almas. He's the future of WWE. And he looks at Almas like, is she serious? And he says something in Spanish, and then they walk away. No promo to all three of those folks.
Fair enough.
Almas, Sin Cara,
Zelina Vega.
Yep. All right.
Now our main event.
Yep. Then we have our main event of Big Cass versus Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match for the final spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Take us through it.
Yeah, opening bell sounds. Joe and Bryan team up on Cass to try to take him out early on. There's a back and forth. Then as Cass is getting beat up, Bryan drop kicks him out of the ring. Joe then goes to work on Bryan and then Joe hits a big dive on Cass on the floor. Bryan goes up top, hits a big splash. Back in the ring, Joe and Cass drop Bryan. And then they start going at it. Joe looks for a Coquina clutch, but Bryan manages to break it up. Joe unloads on Bryan, then hits a senton for a 2 count. Cass breaks it up, and then Joe unloads on him with strikes before getting dropped by Cass. Bryan then hits Cass with some yes kicks. Cass drops Bryan, throws him out, throws Bryan over the announce table, and then gets back in the ring, goes after Joe. Joe boots him in the face, and then goes up to the top rope. Brian runs over and knocks Joe off the rope and then drops Cass 2, throwing him out of the ring and then baseball slide drop kicking him. He goes up top with Joe and then Hurricanrana's him down. He gets fired up and hits the running knee strikes in the corner on Joe. Cass then runs in and clotheslines Brian out of nowhere. He gets up and starts dropping both men. Hits kicks to the head of both men, covers Cass off a 2, but doesn't obviously get the win. He continues controlling the match and goes for a yes lock on Cass, but Joe breaks it up. Brian drops him with the knee to the face, then hits a missile drop kick. He starts the yes chant and hits a knee strike on Cass, but as he's pinning Cass, Joe breaks it up and pulls Brian into a coquina clutch, and Brian tries to escape, but he fades and passes out, and Joe is declared the winner.
Fair enough. So let's start with Big Cass. So scroll her up.
Yep.
All right, so 5 for competing, 3 for competing in a specialty match, plus 2 moves is 10 points to Big Cass.
Say that again.
5 for competing in a match, 3 for competing in a specialty match because it's a triple threat, plus 2 moves is 10 points to Big Cass.
So we're just ignoring that it's the main event?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. She only counted the main event for Joe. Huh, that's funny. So how much is it for competing in the main event? It's
4. 4 points.
4 points. Oh, she didn't even count that for Joe. She didn't even count that he competed in it, just that he won it. That's funny.
Yeah, that happened.
Okay, so 14 points to Big Cass.
All right. That puts him at 96.
All right. Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
5 for competing in a match. 3 for competing in a specialty match. 4 for competing in the main event. Plus a whole fuck ton of moves.
Yeah, 12 is the base here. We could just say 12. We could have just said 12 is the base, but fair enough.
Plus a whole fuck ton of moves is 28 points to Daniel Bryan.
Nice. So that's 42, 52, and 8 is 260.
4, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13 for moves and 3 for a counter.
There you go.
And Samoa Joe. Joe is gonna kill you.
Apparently.
12 base.
Yep.
Plus 20 for winning the match. Plus 10 for winning a specialty match. Plus 5 for winning the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, looks like 4 moves is 52 points to Samoa Joe.
51 points.
Oh, no, wait, no, it's 50. That should be 56.
Mm-hmm.
Because her total doesn't count the 4 for competing in the main event.
Except we already counted it because you gave base 12.
Right, but I was looking at her total. See, 20, 30, 35, 40,
it's
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 52. Counting up what she has is 52, plus the 4 for competing in the main event is 56.
It's 51 total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for moves?
I don't know what the moves were. I didn't count the moves, but putting the moves aside for a second, it's 20 for winning a match. 10 for winning the main event is 30.
10 for winning a specialty match, 5 for winning the main event.
Yeah, sorry. That's correct. That's fine. So 35. Either way, 35 in actual for winning the match.
5 for competing in the match.
Now, hang on a minute. I'm not breaking it up that much. Calm down. Don't huff and puff in my ear. I want to get the points right.
It should be 12 for competing in the match, period.
Yes, I'm
plus
aware.
35.
Yes, it's 45, 46, 47. And you said 5 moves is 51, isn't it? No, it is 52. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay, 52. I can't add. Sorry, 52 points.
Plus 4 for the main event is 56.
No, we counted the main event already.
No, we did. 5 plus 3 is okay. 20 plus 10 is 30. Plus 5 is 30. Let me do this.
Shut up!
No, 20 plus 10 is 30. Plus
we
5.
Counted. No, shut the fuck up. We counted a base 12, which included the 4, you dumb shit.
I'm looking right at the points. I'm counting the points up as it is on her thing. 20 for the win, plus 10 for specialty is 30, plus 5 for winning the main event is 35 points for winning the main event. Plus 5 for competing is 40, plus 3 for competing in a specialty match is 43, plus 4 for competing in the main event is 47. That's not right. 35, 40. Yeah, 47. And 5 is 52, plus 4 for competing in the main event is 56. Literally looking at what she has, it should be 56 because she did not include the 4 for competing in the main event. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 5 is 35, plus 5 is 40, plus 3 is 47, plus 4 is 51. No, plus 4 is, 51, plus 5 is 56. It should be 56 points. I'm looking at the numbers, and based on her numbers, it should be 56 points for Samoa Joe. Or are you just completely ignoring me now?
Sorry, that was muted. How many moves is it then?
I said 5.
Then your math doesn't add up.
20 plus 10 is 30, plus 5 is 35, plus 5 is 40, plus 3 is 47, plus 4 for actually competing in the
hold it,
51, plus 5 is 56.
Ah, fuck's sake. It's 20 plus 10 for the match, plus 5 for actually winning it is 35 for winning, plus the base 12 for all the actual competition points is 47.
No, it's not.
I just did it with a calculator.
20 plus 10 is 30, plus 5 is 35. It's 35 for the win points, yes or no?
Yes, and plus 12 at base. 35 plus 12 is 47.
Oh.
Plus 5 moves is 51.
Okay, so she did the math wrong. And so did I, apparently.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
How the hell did she come up with that then? What the hell? That's weird.
Anyway, it's 52 points to Samoa Joe. Is 72 plus 3 puts him at 175.
Wait a minute. 8, 9. 5 and 3. 8 and 1 is not. There's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 9, 11, 14, 15, 16, 21, 24. It's almost like what she did for Samoa Joe's points is that she did incorporate the competing in the main event and didn't record that she did that, but she has it in the total. That's weird.
Maybe. Anyway, after the match, Joe heads up the ramp, and Cass proceeds to big boot Daniel Bryan in the face and then stand over him looking triumphant. So that's a big boot point to Big Cass.
Fair. Yeah, she didn't put that on there either. I guess you missed that.
Yeah. She may have included that boot point in the actual match scoring. I'm going to give him an extra point.
She did not. She did not. I can see what she did, and neither of them was a big boot, so.
Okay. Fair enough. So there we go. That's SmackDown. So let's save that. Let's hit a refresh on the data, and let's go over here and see what we got. All right. So, still in the lead. Holy shit, you're in the lead.
Well, I'm about to solidify that lead.
Probably. All right. So.
I am, because I'm the one that scored
Cruiserweight title match. I know. Cruiserweight title match. I saw the show.
Mm-hmm.
For once, I actually bothered to watch 205 Live, so I'm aware. So, Jeff in the lead at 39.58, followed by me at 38.77, and Tiff at 35.21.
I don't know if that's going to hold through the pay-per-view, though.
Yeah, we'll see. 205 Live.
The 205 Live.
Do it quick.
Now, I compiled this using 3 sources for results and what I saw of it. I couldn't be bothered going on the network. I just went on YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
So, 205 Live. We kick off with Kendrick and Gallagher versus Lucha House Party. And so shit happened and Gallagher won.
Yep.
So we'll start with the losers. First of all, we'll start off with Gulak, Drew Gulak.
Well, hold on a minute.
Hmm?
First, we're going to start off with the fact that Drew Gulak is on commentary.
That's what I was about to say. You just cut me off. Drew Gulak gets 5 for commentary and 6 for interference for a total of 11 points.
Okay. Okay.
Next is Grand Metalik, who gets 5 for accompaniment and 5 for a promo for a total of 10 points. Because apparently the Lucha House Party cut a promo before said match.
Yes, they did. So was that 10 points to Lindsay?
Grand Metalik.
Grand Metalik, sorry. Okay.
So we go to Kalisto. We have 5 for competing in the match, 5 for cutting the promo, and 1 for Hurricane Rana is a total of 11 points to Kalisto.
Okay. 7, okay.
We have the Golden Links, Lince Dorado.
Mm-hmm.
5 for the match, 5 for the promo, 3 move points for the diving crossbody, the Golden Rewind, and the Suicide Dive for a total of 13 points.
75, okay.
And the winners, we have the man with the plan, the Brian Kendrick.
Oh,
wait, no, we're going to go Gallagher first. I lied. Kendrick's the one that won the match. Sorry, I read that wrong. So, Gentleman Jack, or non-Gentleman Jack.
Yeah.
5 for competing in the match, 15 for being on the winning team, 20 points to Jack. He did fuck all.
Okay.
And the winner, the man with a plan, the Brian Kendrick. 5 for a match, 20 for winning said match, and 1 for the Captain Took, the move he used to win the match, total of 26 points.
That's 67. That's about 87. Okay.
Then we cut backstage to Mustafa Ali cutting a mini promo, commenting on the upcoming title match, and Tony Nese doing the same thing. So 3 points to those two gentlemen.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, hang on. Okay.
Then our main event, Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. We'll go start with the loser,
well,
Buddy. Huh?
Okay, hold on one sec. There's no points on it, but it should be mentioned that Dasha Fuentes interviewed GM Drake Maverick and spoke about Xavier Woods and Charlotte Flair tweeting about the title match. And he says they're not the only ones excited. All the cruiserweights and fans of cruiserweight wrestling will be on the edge of their seats. And he asks if Maverick saw TJP's tweet saying he doesn't care about tonight. And he says respect is earned in the ring on 205 Live. And he puts over Murphy and Alexander for earning their right to compete and that he will support whoever ends up being the champion after tonight's match.
Yes. So we'll start with the loser, Buddy Murphy.
Yep.
5 for competing in the match, 4 for competing in the main event, 3 for countering Cedric's Neuralizer for a total of 12 points to Buddy Murphy. This was a hell of a match, by the way.
It was. I saw it.
And now for Cedric Alexander, and there is one thing in here, and I'll save it for the end of the scoring, that I have a question about whether you want to do this or not. I think it deserves it, and I have it on here. Mm-hmm. But 5 for competing in the match, 29 for winning the main event, 20 for a title retention, 6 points for countering the apron suplex and pump handle. Buddy Murphy has 2 moves that use a pump handle grip. One is his finishing move, one is a signature. So I assume he was doing one of those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And 4 move points for a springboard clothesline, 2 neuralizers, and the lumbar check, which the last 3 moves were the ending combo, 2 neuralizers and a lumbar check for the win.
Yep.
And then, and here's the question, I gave Cedric 5 for an OMG for that diving spike DDT on the apron, because holy shit.
Yeah, okay.
Because I saw that and I went, oh my god.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Total 69 points.
All right.
To Cedric Alexander.
Is 89 and 6 is 195. All right.
And still your Cruiserweight champion in his hometown, Cedric Alexander. And his hometown in front of his friends and family, which is something WWE never does.
Oops, I didn't mean to minimize that. And yeah, they don't usually do that, but hey, first time for everything.
So there you go. Let's look at the happy totals.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Holding on.
Fair enough. So let's go over here. All right. So refresh. See, let's go over to the other page. All right. So in the lead is Jeff by about 100 points at 40.54. I'm in second at 39.58, and Tiff is in third, a few hundred behind at 35.26.
Man, I feel bad for Tiff.
Still a closer spread than it's been in a lot of our seasons.
This is very true, yeah.
She's doing better than I've done in that position.
Yep. The pay-per-view could change things for her, because if Ronda wins that title...
Yeah, we'll see. That would definitely be a big boost if Ronda won that title. Not to mention if one of her people wins the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. All
right, so there we go. Let's check the leaderboards. Top is Seth freaking Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion at 506, followed by the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman at 358. Jeff Hardy, the U.S. Champ, is at 348, followed by Drew Gulak at 262. Just a couple points ahead of Daniel Bryan at 260. Finn Balor coming in at 251, followed by one half of the Raw Tag Champs, Woken Matt Hardy at 244, followed by AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, at 224. Shinsuke Nakamura coming in at 220, and rounding out the top 10 is Bray Wyatt, the other half of the Raw Tag Champs, at 215.
I'd also like to point out Jeff Hardy is still at number 3, despite doing literally nothing this week. He wasn't even on the show.
He was not.
Probably nursing that injury.
Yep. All right. So you have it, folks. That's microphone. That's the week in scoring. We will see you next week for more fun shenanigans. We are going to do, Jim and I are going to sit down maybe with Tiff, and we're going to have a discussion about Bayley and her career situation. We need to talk about that.
Yep. And we'll come back to that. This may be the resurrection of a very, very, very old series we used to do back on the X-Pound called Superstar Retrospective.
I couldn't remember the name of it. Thank you. I was trying to remember it earlier. Yeah, why not? We'll go with it. In the meantime, we'll see you for the usuals next Friday and Saturday. News and scoring, respectively. Jeff, thanks for being here.
Of course.
I'm James Phoenix. We'll see you next time, folks.
See you Friday.